Remember the sound of dial-up internet? That screechy, chirping noise that signaled you were connecting to a world beyond your walls? Most of us remember it with a kind of 90s nostalgia. But in Red Hook, Maine, they remember it for a very different reason. Pause. Tonight, we take you back to 1995, a time of floppy disks, CRT monitors, and a haunted modem line that might still be out there, waiting for someone to connect again. Part 1. The Move-In. It started innocently enough. A young man named Jason Fields, 19 years old, returned to his late grandfather's house for fall break from college. He was a computer science major, just getting into the world of bulletin board systems, or BBS for short. The early form of the internet where you could share files, message users, and explore digital communities. Fun fact, back in 1995, the internet wasn't what we know today. Social media didn't exist. Google was 3 years away. You dialed into individual servers and got a sort of digital island, each one with its own culture. Some were tech-focused, others a little darker. Jason's grandfather, Walter Fields, was a reclusive man, a ham radio operator, former military cryptographer, and a bit of a conspiracy theorist. He was obsessed with EVP, electronic voice phenomena, and claimed to have recorded voices from beyond the grave using static, radio frequencies, and even primitive modem signals. After Walter's passing, Jason inherited the house and all its secrets. In the basement was Walter's old study, a time capsule of analog horror. Shelves of reel-to-reel tapes, notebooks full of transcriptions, and in the corner, a dusty Packard Bell PC. 66 megahertz of raw power, 8 megabytes of RAM, beige casing, and a 14.4 kbps modem. Jason decided to plug it in. Curiosity, right? He figured he'd explore some old files or maybe connect to a surviving BBS. Then silence. No data, just breathing. Narrator. Jason said, "Hello," and heard a gravelly voice through the static. "Why did you come back? What would you do if you heard that over your modem? Unplug? Run? Or listen?" Part 3. Walter's journal rattled. Jason searched the study for answers. That's when he found his grandfather's final journal. Unlike the others, this one was locked in a metal box. Inside, a leather-bound notebook labeled Contact Attempts, 1994 to 95. The entries were cryptic. Phrases like, "echoes in the loop," "not human," and "they don't want to be remembered." One page described a session where Walter claimed to have connected to a residual consciousness trapped in the old long-distance trunk lines. Voices that weren't just ghosts, but sentient echoes. Walter believed certain frequencies, particularly those used during the early BBS boom, could open bandwidth windows to another place. Not a spiritual afterlife, something digital, something trapped. And guess what? The final entry, dated October 1995, ends abruptly with, "Tonight, I speak to them directly. If they answer, I will not return." Part 4. The photos that night, Jason couldn't sleep. The house creaked, groaned. The wind outside made strange harmonic tones, almost musical. At 3:07 a.m., he heard the modem tone again from the basement. But here's the thing. The modem was unplugged. Jason went down, flashlight in hand. The Packard Bell turned itself on. The screen flickered. A green command prompt typed by unseen hands. "Welcome back, Jason. We remember you. You never should have logged in." The screen began displaying images. Old BMP files. But they were photos of Jason, sleeping, brushing his teeth, sitting in class at university. One photo froze him cold. It showed his bedroom window from the outside. A faint face could be seen reflected in the glass. Pale, long, expressionless, almost like it was watching. Determined to figure out what was going on, Jason tried to reverse engineer the modem number. He ran logs and tracked the dial digits. They didn't match any known BBS. In fact, they traced back to a disconnected number, a line that had been shut down in 1987 after a fire destroyed the switching station outside town. No one should have been answering it. That's when Jason posted about his experience on a Usenet group called alt.binaries.ghosts. Only one person replied. Username, L0GICR3lick. Their message was simple. You open the loop. You have 7 nights to log off, or you become part of it. Jason asked for more. The user never responded. On the 7th night, Jason vanished. The police found the Packard Bell powered on, modem connected. Screen frozen on one final message. We are always online now. No signs of struggle. No forced entry. Just one strange clue. Every analog phone line in the house had been ripped out from the inside. Some say Walter's obsession with EVP led him to a breakthrough. Not communication with the dead, but with fragmented consciousness. Pieces of people trapped in forgotten frequencies. Think about it. Millions of voices once traveled those wires. Could some part of them stay behind? There are rumors online of others who've dialed into numbers not listed anywhere. They claim to hear their names whispered. Some say they've seen old friends who died years ago, speaking to them in DOS-based chat rooms that shouldn't exist. Urban legend? Maybe. But what if those systems, abandoned and buried beneath our new fiber lines, still run somewhere with no one to shut them down? What do you think happened to Jason? Was he pulled into some digital purgatory? Was Walter right all along? Or is this just the result of a young man losing his grip on reality? Drop your theories in the comments. And if you're brave, find an old modem, dust off your machine, and try dialing in. Just don't pick up if someone answers. Thanks for listening to this episode of Dead Frequencies. If you enjoyed this dive into digital horror, like and subscribe. And remember, ghosts might not haunt houses anymore. They've gone wireless.